Good evening. Right now, I will show you how to do the streaming on the camera and computer. Here we go. So, I believe I have shown people how to use the camera, but the only thing you need to know for streaming is that the display is on and that this button that is called display is not on, because whatever is on this screen will be showing up on the computer. So make sure to hit this button to turn it off. But if you turn it on, it shows you some important things like battery life, and then at the bottom right, it shows you volume level. There's nothing going on right now, so there's no volume. So just in case you wanted to check that, you can do that. What happens over here, there is man, what is this called? XLR cable, that's what it's called. An XLR cable that runs into the input 1 over here, and it is controlled on this side. And when it's plugged into the computer, this has to be scrolled or clicked over to the line 1 position for whatever reason. And then this is how you control the volume of what is going into the camera right now. Max is obviously the highest. So right now it's at 75% going into the camera. This goes all the way down over here to the soundboard. And then what goes to streaming is this HDMI cable right here. And so this is a mini HDMI, which goes to a converter HDMI, which is right here. It's like this just little box thing. And it goes into the input section, and then there's an output section, which goes the giant HDMI cable, which goes all the way along this wall, back behind here to this little deal. This is what connects it to the computer. The HDMI connects into this connects into the computer, and this is the computer. So anytime you're on the screen and nothing's popping up, sometimes you just have to take this out and put it back in, or take out the HDMI cable and put it back in. But let's talk about streaming. So let's turn on the computer. Turn on the computer. All right, maybe I actually have to turn on the computer. Push that button. Yep. Turning on the computer. All right, the computer is booting up. All right. I believe the pin is ministry with the ones for the eyes. Just a moment. Okay. So it's still booting up. First thing you need to do is go to the streaming software, and it's this little circle button. Looks like a fan right there. Pops up this thing on the side, and the big screen will be your display. Everything that you see here is going to be on streaming. I don't want to update software. Get out of here. All right, so right now, for whatever reason, nothing is popping up right here. That's because you need to select a source. And so you double click the video capture device. This is the name, av.io, of this little thing. It says av.io. So you're telling it that you want to see that. But I've added it a couple times in here, so sometimes it doesn't work. If it doesn't show up, what you can do is you can delete these. Delete. And you can just add it again from scratch. Press the plus button, and then you want to do a video capture device, and then you can create new or add existing, but I think right now we're creating new. Then it's going to ask you where you want to take it from, and you want to take it from that thing, the av.io, and hit OK. Still not popping up. Sometimes, best thing to do is just to close out of the program and then just open it back up again. All right, it is still not popping up for some reason. So let's do some diagnostics back here. Unplug this guy so that I get back in. Make sure these things are plugged. You could also make sure that it's plugged into the camera the right way, and all of these things. Okay. Let's try opening it up again. All right, well, it decided to work that time. So you see how weird it can be sometimes, but now you know what to do in case that happens. So that's the hard part. The easy part is getting it on Facebook. If you go over to Google Chrome, everything's just kind of automatically saved. So double click on Google Chrome once you have the display, and then if you scroll down here, you also see if there was audio coming through, it'd be coming through there. I can play a song, I think, and make sure that it is coming through. If you go over to Spotify, you'll play this song, and then I'll turn on the sound system to make sure that it's actually coming through. So it's coming through this channel, which means that it should be coming through right there. All right, so now you see it coming through, which means the audio is coming through. And again, you kind of want it to peak right around this middle part right here. You don't want to get into the red, but you still kind of want it to go into the yellow a little bit. All right, that's enough of you. Go to Google, tap on YouTube. It is automatically on the church's YouTube channel. You go over to Create and go live. And it'll give you this screen, and it'll look a lot like what this looks like. You have to have the streaming software running before any of this will work. And a lot of this is just a bunch of information you probably will never need, because you can just go to the YouTube video itself and get all the links and all that stuff. What you do need to change every week is the title of the video. And so you use this to scroll over here, and then you hit edit on this, and then update it for Sunday, November 15th worship service, or whatever we want to call it. It's probably better actually if we call it something along with the title is, or maybe a question from the sermon, which is more engaging, but this is the boring way to title it. Then you hit save, and then all you would need to do is hit start streaming over here. And the second you hit start streaming, it will go live onto the internet. So I will not do that right now, but if I did click that, you'd get a delayed video right here. It'd probably be like 5 to 10 seconds delayed. This thing would spin, and then it would turn green, and then you would see the same video that you show over here. And that would run until you tell it to stop running. And so to stop the stream, you would just hit that button, and it would say stop stream, and it would automatically stop on here. And then if you want to be in the chat and you can see what people are saying, you can be in the chat right there. So that's a long video that goes through some trouble going through troubleshooting and all the stuff that is in this weird program. But hey, it's free, so we get what we pay for. But that, in a nutshell, is how you start streaming on the Sanctuary computer. Thank you for joining us today.